everyone, welcome to the Bridge Healing Arts Center, and today we're interviewing Melody. Now people, I don't know if people know this, but I say to everybody here, you're my new best friend. But Melody is my new best family. I love Melody's family. No, really, seriously. The way we met Melody is that Corinne, her daughter, who we'll put Corinne's info in the comments too. I met her outside, like in the hallway once, and we immediately connected. And then, I don't even know how we met. How did I first meet you?
In the spring, she told me to come and meet you. She wanted me to meet you. That was in the spring, though, to look at a space.
Oh, to look at a space.
And
and you did come right away. Why not?
But I came then and looked at the space, and I didn't think it was for me.
Why not? That's interesting.
Because we looked at the old part of the building.
Okay.
And it just didn't resonate.
Oh,
and then we did a whole tour of the whole building.
Okay.
Which was amazing.
Okay.
And I don't know, I still didn't, because it was still too early in the year. My lease wasn't up until September.
Okay. But we hounded her anyway. She was kind enough to bring her whole family to my book thingy.
Oh, that was good.
And then in my brain driving up here, I was like, I need to talk to Melody after that thing. And then I dragged her, I pulled her into the closet room we have over there. What are we going to make this deal? And then we did a nice build out for you.
Yeah.
So to keep that in mind, practitioners out there, you're not quite Melody, but
thank you.
Maybe if we beat you, we'll love you as much as Melody. But we did this whole beautiful build out for Melody, and it's gorgeous. Maybe we should take pictures of your little space.
Oh, that'd be
and
terrific.
Put it into the video.
That'd be terrific.
Yeah, and then you liked it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love my space.
Oh, do you?
I love my space.
Oh,
it took me a little while just because I liked my other space. It was just in a very bad location.
Right.
And it was it was meant to be and I never really realized it had my old landlord always came to me in January to renew my lease, and he didn't think it was up. And it wasn't until I started looking in August that he said, oh no, your lease isn't up yet. And I said, yes it is. And he argued with me that he realized it was up, but at that point I had gained momentum. And I had talked to you. So had I signed it in January, I'd still be there.
Oh, that's
had he done what he should have done. So anyway, I would still be there. So
you know,
the universe,
it's the little spirits. They were like, no, Melody, you're going over there. You belong over there. I mean, as a matter of fact, my friend had said to me months and months ago, said, do you know Corinne's mother is supposed to be at the bridge? You know, because she's a little psychic. And that, really? Honest to God, I have to give Lisa the credit. Because as I was driving up here, I remembered her saying to me, because she's a little psychic, and she said this months and months and months and months ago. Did you ever meet Lisa?
No.
So you don't even know her.
I don't think I did.
She met Corinne. She met your daughter, though, and she said to me, Corinne's mother is supposed to be there. And I have to time like, yeah, okay, Lisa, whatever. Whatever.
Okay.
Yes, and while I was driving up that day that I confronted you, I remembered her voice. I heard her voice in my head saying that you were supposed to be there, and immediately I said, I need to speak to her today. And that's how it happened. Thank God, because I think at that point you were really ready to roll.
Oh, I was ready for something. But it was just what resonated then. And when I walked in here that day, you had your little book club and everything. When I walked in, the feeling of the place was just different.
Oh, man.
I can't even tell you. I can't even explain to you what it was.
Oh, I can tell you, but we won't say it on camera. I'm only kidding.
But the energy had changed or something.
Yes.
And it just felt so good. And then being here with everybody, and then meeting people, and knowing you now a little bit better, because I saw you do your little, your little shtick. And I don't know, it felt right. It just felt like the energy was just, and I thought, yeah, I think I'd like to be a part of this. And then when then I didn't think it was even going to happen when you talked, and you said, yeah, build-outs are expensive and all like that. And I'm thinking, well, okay, I'll keep looking. So I did. I kept looking.
Well, that's a good point. A couple of good points. The energy here, really that's what we're trying to build here, is people with great energy. If you don't have such great energy, of course we don't want to exclude anyone, but maybe you can come up and then we all
will build your energy.
Exactly, right? And then the other thing is yes, you had told me about build-out costs, which we all know, because the owner of the building is in real estate, so he understands build-out costs.
Right.
But if you match that with a longer-term lease, he was willing to do that. And you just keep that in mind, practitioners out there, obviously I can't promise anything, I don't know anybody, but for somebody, and again, there's just this draw to her family that is just amazing. Like everybody, I met Corinne, then I met you, then I met your son. Her son videotaped it for me. It's like everybody in her family I love. her grandchildren, her son-in-law, and then they said to me though, but you haven't met my husband. I thought, oh why, is he the bad one?
No, he's a good
Like,
guy.
no, he's the good one, you just haven't met him yet. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I gotta be one bad apple in the group. And there really isn't. There really isn't. And Corinne came down all the way to Long Island to hang out with us at my boat.
Yeah.
I mean, we just love your family. Well, I can't even, and I'm not one of those, because I love my family, I'm not one of those people who want another family.
No.
You guys are my other family, hands down.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet.
So anyway, what do you do? Why don't you tell everybody what you do instead of talking about us?
That's okay. I do colon hydrotherapy, and that's sort of first and foremost what I do. It's a little different. There's not a lot of us around, and oftentimes people go, oh, I don't know what colon hydrotherapy is, and I say colonics, and they go, oh, okay. I know.
Then I'm like,
And everybody it doesn't resonate with everybody, but if it does, I'm your gal. And I do massage therapy, and I'm a health coach, a holistic health coach, and I'll put you on the straight and narrow, especially with the new year and the resolutions that everybody makes and everybody falls off the wagon. But it's not so hard, and I help you with that. And I do ear coning.
I keep forgetting that I have to get my massage now. I have to go do that. I have to do so many things. Okay, so let's be honest. Colonics, that's where I almost have to draw the line. Now, I love you so much that I'm like thinking, but if I love her so much, this has to be great. I mean, it's like...
I have clients who fall asleep. You wouldn't believe that. You would not believe that, but they're... I had a new client last night, and first of all, she walked in the space, she goes, this is beautiful here, and I said, oh, thank you. I said, I'm very happy here, and I told her that I had just moved, and so she said, I like it that it's all holistic space. And
that's nice.
I said, yeah, I'm very happy with that too. I just like the whole feel of the building.
Okay, good.
So anyway, we did her intake, and she got on my table, getting ready to start, and my table's heated, and she goes, the table's heated? And she goes, no, is the table heated? I said, yes. I said, it makes you comfortable. She goes, I could live here. So anyway, it was great. She had a great session, and she's coming back to me. So the thing of it is if you have troubles, it's a great place to start.
Okay, so maybe let's talk about what those troubles are, what that means, and how often we should do it, and then I do want to get to the point where how do you overcome objections for it? Because there are, when I look on the internet, there's some people who say yes and some people say no, and I don't know.
Well, the one big thing, a doctor will tell you two things. Number one, you can perforate the colon. That's not going to happen. First of all, everything's lubricated, and there's no sharp edges. It's not like it goes way up inside you. Yes, there's an insertion, but it's not like that.
Okay.
You cannot perforate the colon.
Okay.
And you're giving me your health history and telling me if there's any issues, and I'm trusting that you're giving me the right health history.
Okay.
So if you're just a healthy person, basically healthy, then no, there's no issue.
Okay.
And the other thing that the doctors say is it washes out all the good bacteria.
Okay.
And it absolutely washes out good bacteria, but it washes out so much bad bacteria. When stuff sits there, it becomes toxic. Your body continually takes the water from that, and now it goes back into your system. And now the liver has to filter all that again. Only now it's more toxic because it's sat there and it's putrefied. So
It's
putrefied.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Putrefied.
So what you really want is you want to stay, whether it be on your own or with some help, and that's how I get you. I don't want you here all the time. I mean, I want you to be healthy. I want you to be able to go on your own. And that's what I help you with too. So, you should be moving your bowels at least once a day, a good bowel movement, and you want to, keep that up. I suppose everybody has like a little day. But then people tell me, oh yeah, I went good, and I go like once a week.
Oh my God. Oh my God,
once a week, or maybe twice a week. And I'll go, but it was a good bowel movement. I'm going, no, what happened to those other days? So you had a good bowel movement today. That's that bowel movement that you should be having every day. Every day you should have that. You should be satisfied. You should sit down. You should go to the bathroom. You should say, I feel great now, and I'm ready to go.
Wow.
So
they
that's
don't realize once a week is a problem?
But if they ask their doctor will tell them, well, that's just you.
No, come.
I have had more people tell me that. Yeah.
That doesn't even make basic common sense.
It doesn't.
Like my grandmother, when I was a kid, she said, "Did you move your barrels?"
Yep, yeah, your barrels.
It's like, I was like, "Oh, yeah, Grandma, I don't know."
And that was the trick, and I always tell people too, and I think this is a riot, because there's nothing like this now. My mom was an RN, late 40s, early 50s, and she said, you'd go into the hospital with a hangnail, you got an enema.
Why?
Because
They felt it was that important? Well, that's a good point. What's the difference between doing an enema at home and a colonics?
The enema is a small bolus of water that you insert, and it sits in the lower sigmoid colon, just the lower part of your colon. But it can be great because it can spur things on. It can really help you go, especially if you just, I don't know, maybe it's something not great. It can help you. But the whole thing about a colonic is the constant water in and out. So it's water that can, and it's 33 gallons of water that goes through you in a session.
33 gallons? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of water.
It's constantly water in.
How does it get out? Should I ask or no?
No, there's a speculum that's inserted. There's a tube on the side where the water goes in, and then I attach a tube that goes in the machine, and so it's water in and waste out. It's just continuous. And I can see everything that happens. I can tell if you're digesting your food. I can tell.
Really? So like little bigger pieces of food will come out? No kidding.
Yeah.
That's fun. Do you take pictures of them?
I don't. I usually got my hands full.
Oh, it's an interactive thing? I thought maybe you just turn the machine on.
No, I massage your back.
Oh.
I have to hold on to the speculum.
Okay.
And it's very modest. You're
How
all
long
covered
does it
up. The whole thing is about 40 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
45 minutes.
That's not bad.
And some clients I have, that's enough. I have one woman that comes to me, she's like 20 minutes, but 20 minutes does wonders for her.
Why?
She just feels like agitated and antsy, and I want to go into the bathroom and do it myself. So what that will do is oftentimes that will loosen enough, and that's the whole idea, is the water goes in and loosens everything up.
Okay, makes sense.
And your colon goes up, over, and down.
Okay.
So the water's going in this way.
Okay.
So the whole idea is to break things off and help flush what's there, and then the water gets a little higher, flush, and a little higher, and one isn't going to do it. You can't.
One therapy, one session.
One session will not clean you out. Everybody thinks they can be cleaned out in one session, and your colon is as long as you are tall.
No kidding.
So that's, but it's all
How
kind
does
of.
it fit in there?
No kidding.
God is just amazing. Just amazing.
I know, and I'm still boggled over the fact that you can carry a baby as well.
That's true.
You could squish everything even up even more.
True.
Yeah. So, it's like accordion, but it's still long. There's still a lot of places where things can get stuck in these little turns.
Okay. That makes sense, especially
flexures.
if it's all squished up in there. Okay.
So people, it's so funny because and it's really kind of amazing. People come out after they're all finished and they go, where did everything come from? Where did it all come from?
Now, how do they
They're
know?
amazed.
Can they see what's going on?
Oh, once they go into the bathroom. Yes, if I roll you over on your back, you can watch and see.
Okay.
And some people want to, some people don't want to. Some people aren't interested. It's like, no, I don't need to see it. I just don't need to. But if they go into the bathroom, it's amazing what you can start. And sometimes gravity takes effect. Sometimes a lot doesn't happen on the table, but a lot will happen come when you go into the bathroom on your own, and you just feel better. And everybody says they feel lighter.
I've heard that.
And that makes sense because you get rid of a lot of stuff, but that's not even it. It's just lighter. I've watched people come in like this, like hunched over, and their eyes are like, I've watched them, their eyes are brighter. Their shoulders, you stand up more. You've just got rid of all kinds of toxic waste that's in your gut.
I'm going to do this one day. I just need to get my head wrapped. And honest to God, Melody, the only reason why I would even consider trying this is because I think you're like an amazing person. And if you're saying that it's good for me, I'm going to believe you. I really am. Honest to, for my hand to God, whatever the heck that's called. Seriously. I wouldn't even, anybody else ever said this to me? I'm like, you're crazy, that ain't happening. So it's very fascinating that, because I really, look at her, she's such a bright angel, first of all. So do you get it done?
Oh yeah, I can do my own.
Oh, you can do your, I was gonna say, do you have to go, oh, you can do your
That's
own.
one of the things we were taught in school. She said, do you want to do another class on each other, or do you want to learn to do your own? And everybody's like, no,
My
I
own.
wanna do it. No, I want to do it. So,
Oh, that's fascinating. Huh, okay, great, so, cause then and that's, I gotta say the God's honest truth. Now, no pressure on you to always be healthy and, bright, but every time you see Melody, she is like a shining star. And a quiet shining star. It's not like me who I'm always so noisy and busy and going on. You're such a quiet, grounding, wonderful, warming mother. I mean, I don't know if it's just motherly. I don't know what it is about you. I don't know. But that is really that reputation that I've made in my brain for you is what would make me consider it. Because let me tell you something. Even when I first met you, I was like, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. And only up until like today, I'm on the like, okay. Because up until yesterday, I can't tell you who. But somebody, not on camera anyway, I'll tell you off camera, somebody told me somebody they know did it, and I was flabbergasted. I was like, really? So now I'm starting to think, even these people are doing it, and I'm not doing it? So, could you talk about how you, because I'm sure you hear this all the time, like, how do you get people comfortable to like, want to do this with you?
well, I have to say that most times people find me, and they find me because they've had issues. And I have this wonderful acupuncturist in Simsbury, and he refers to me because he gets people, and you can do a lot with acupuncture, but he'll refer to me and just say, and people have come, they've been very, very happy. So, I mean, I do have some people out there who advocate me, but a lot of people know, and when you're at a point where you know you need to go to the bathroom and you just really can't, or you can't do it with any kind of regularity or with any kind of ease, or you kind of look for other
ways.
you look other ways.
Now, what do you say to people who are regular? Do they need it also for whatever reason?
It's great
in
as
this
a cleanse.
environment.
Yeah, we live in a toxic environment, and there's just no getting away from that. And as much as you try and eat organic and maybe do the best things, you're still getting some glyphosate, you're still, like all this, glyphosate's the nasty stuff that they really, And
What
it's
is
all the
Should I
Monsanto
know
stuff, it's all the stuff that's pesticides and
Okay.
all the stuff that's in your water bottles, and that's why you should drink filtered water that you know is filtered, and you should use a stainless steel bottles or a glass bottle. Or plastic, well, for a number of different reasons. It's terrible to drink out of. It's terrible to leave it in your car, and everybody does it. In the winter, it freezes. In the summer, it gets hot, so it's releasing all the BPA, all the crap. Horrible.
So we're going to do a campaign here, no more water bottles.
I love that.
We
Did you
are.
see in California,
We're
you
gonna
said
do it.
no more straws?
I did. But to put the
That's
poor
a little-
guy in
I
jail,
know.
I think
That's a
that's
little much.
insane. To
That's-
say the poor waiter now is going to go to
Yeah.
jail
Yeah,
if
that's
he
a little-
accidentally gives you a straw?
And I'm telling you, there's a little more we can be doing than straws.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying that shouldn't be too,
Correct.
but yeah. And
Correct.
you can do paper straws too,
Correct.
and they break down.
And we talked about, on when I did my last interview, of really I'm a huge believer in it has to start with the people, not the government. It's the people. If we all stopped drinking out of plastic water bottles, very naturally, the capitalistic companies would stop making them.
Yep.
The only reason why the capitalistic companies are making it, now maybe they started with consumerism by putting it on you that you wanted it, but now we've all gotten addicted to these water bottles, these plastic water bottles, but still, if we all made a conscious effort to not drink out of them, they won't make it anymore.
It's like Nestle, it's one of them. They made millions and millions of dollars last year, and their output
Paper,
was
plastic
bottles of water, and what they had to, their overhead was like, it was nominal. Totally, I mean, not even hundreds of thousands.
To make those
It was
bottles.
nominal.
Yeah.
And they made billions probably of dollars just from water,
And it's sad, because in our day, we all didn't drink out of water bottles and we survived. Which I wanted, I'm sorry, let me fix that. Which I wanted to bring up to you. Okay, because one of the arguments for not doing colonics is your God made your body and blah, 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 blah. and
Yep,
knows
that's
how
what
to
a
do
lot of
it.
people feel, yep.
I would say, but God also didn't necessarily intend for us to eat all the crap we eat.
And again, there's that whole, all the processed food, and look at us, we're a sick society. And even when I go to the grocery store and I see people who look sick and they're pushing a cart full of sick food, and it blows my mind to think that, haven't you read a thing or seen a show or anything? Haven't you heard anybody talk that this stuff is really terrible for you? So this is all the stuff that's clogging us up. So maybe you shouldn't have to have a colonic,
Right.
but you do. And this is an old thing, colonics are old.
Oh, is it?
Oh my God,
Good point.
Egyptian-
How old is it?
Egyptian times they were doing
Get
it.
outta here.
Yeah, and they lost favor around the 50s when,
1950s?
in the 50s, they said, when, one of my readings, when laxatives became much more popular.
Oh, when we started to move into modern medicine of
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
drugs,
Yeah.
and that's the way we're
And
gonna
don't
fix
take
everything.
laxatives. Don't take laxatives. You can ruin your bowel. You can. I had a woman, God love her. She was a doctor in New York City, and she lived a fast life. She's in her late 70s now, but she was coming to me twice a week because she could not go on her own because she lived that fast life, traveled a fast life, and took laxatives to stay thin. And
To stay.
mhm.
And she's a medical doctor? Or a psychiatrist?
She was a psychiatrist.
Oh, okay.
And she ruined her bowel. So she had no peristalsis, that's
Oh,
what
that-
makes you, that's why exercise is good. But she had none of that left.
Is that because laxatives stop that to relax
They,
your bowels so
they
that it
will,
goes out,
they get
sort
to,
of?
they will ruin your bowel. They turn your bowel black. I mean, your parts of your bowel will just die.
And they were still allowed to sell laxatives to the people.
You can still buy laxatives. Yeah, you can still.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's why it comes from the people, not the government.
But people will do it because they want that, oh my gosh, I need to go, so they'll buy a laxative. And there are some herbal laxatives which are better, but they're still not great. And, so these are all the things that I help you with. I want to talk to you about your diet and little things you can do and, and drinking even your water and eating good fats like coconut oil and ghee and.
Oh, I just made a dish with that.
Oh,
Just
good,
put
good.
it on Instagram
It's a-
today.
Yes. It's all, excuse me, it's
Do
all
you
really good
eat
for you.
butter? Or do you have do you
No,
eat
butter. Mhm.
Butter's good?
Yeah.
Love butter, I love butter. And olive oil, of course.
And olive oil
Okay.
and coconut oil
Okay.
and avocados.
Okay.
These are all like really, really good oils. And there's something called little fat bombs that I make with cocoa, real good cocoa, almond butter, coconut oil, a little vanilla, a little bit of cream, and you freeze them. And they're delicious. They're
Is it like a candy?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Melody, you and I have to do a cooking. Cause you cook?
Uh-huh.
Is that, okay, so if we had a cooking class,
Uh-huh.
we could do that and you could teach me how to cook?
Uh-huh.
But good food.
Yes, we could make some sort of a dish that'd be easy, but an easy go-to, like, and sometimes even I do it, like, I'll take a recipe and it's like, you have to chop this up, you have to chop this up, you have to chop this. It's not that it's a hard recipe, it just takes so
Oh, wow.
long because you have to chop everything
Okay, I don't
up.
want that recipe.
Yeah, I know.
I want the 5 ingredients or less one, that I don't have to chop anything, and it's done in 2 minutes, because I'm from New York, and it's got to be done. When someone comes to you and they do their first colonics, because I've got to get back to that, because I really want to do one, then you could tell them, okay, based on what I've seen come out,
Mhm.
this is when you should come back.
Well, this is what I normally say, and if you're coming to me, usually you're coming because there's something a little off. You're not just coming because, wow, I just think I'll have a colonic. And first of all, I want to say, if you come no other time, it's great to come at the change of seasons.
Any season.
Any season,
Okay.
so 4 times a year, and come just do 1. What I recommend is always 3. 3 seems
Okay.
to just be that magic number, and you might even need more, but 3 usually gets you really moving. And I'll start you on a probiotic. Everybody should be taking a probiotic because that creates real good bacteria in your gut.
Okay.
But like with the 3, it just seems to start everything on a real good path. And then people will say to me, well, when should I come back? And I'll ask them, how do you feel? And they'll say, I feel really good. And I say, well, you want to feel that way again. And I can see it.
When you're not feeling. Now, when you do 3, do you do them in a row?
Yeah,
get you
you could do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
No way.
You could. A lot of people will come like within a week, like 3 weeks. Sometimes they'll do like a Monday, a Friday, a Wednesday, something like that. So just kind of in short order. I mean, not 1 this month, 1 next month.
Oh, that's what I was
Holiday.
thinking.
No, 3 in pretty short order. And that's when you see an impact. That's when you see things
That's
change.
because you said it had to go up and then clear and then go through more and then more and more and
Right,
more.
and just that single colonic will hopefully do some of that. And then if I get you started, and usually when people come to see me, they don't want to go home and eat a pizza and all like that.
Yeah,
They
I love
start.
pizza.
You can still have pizza.
You're
You
gonna
can
stop
still
me
have
from eating
pizza.
pizza. I'm like kidding.
But it's like, they're not gonna just go and eat, bags of potato chips. And people start to think, especially when they see what moves. And it just starts people to think, so they're gonna start eating better.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
It's just kind of what happens. It's like, oh my God, I just got rid of all that stuff. I don't really want to put a lot of that back in. I
And
want it to be better food.
I wonder if there's a certain degree of, once you get those toxins out, you know how energy attracts energy?
Mhm.
Now you don't want any more of those types of toxins,
Mhm.
because you're kind of, they're not there anymore in your body, so you're not, spiritually drawing it to you,
Yeah,
Even
that's very true,
maybe
too.
on a physical level, I don't know, but maybe, if you don't hang around with bad people, those bad, if you do hang around with bad people, you're gonna draw more bad
you're
people
gonna
to
make-
you.
yeah, you're gonna-
Right,
yeah.
so, and I don't want to say bad, just, certain types of people.
Just down energy,
Right. Right, energy matches energy sometimes.
Energy,
So,
yeah.
I'm thinking if you get the toxins out, you don't have a craving for it anymore,
Yeah,
so to
right,
speak.
right, and you don't, and that is the honest God's truth, you really don't. I have a little bit of a sweet tooth, and I know sugar's not good for you, but that doesn't mean you should never ever have a piece of candy again, ever. But don't make it a habit, you don't have it every day.
Right.
It's like a treat, let it really be a treat.
So what else could you tell me? How do your massages go? Do you have a theory about massages?
Yeah, well, my whole thing with massage is people will ask me, do you do sports massage? And I don't.
That's deep tissue.
Do you, yep.
Okay.
And I do a real firm massage. I
Okay.
don't do sports massage, quote unquote.
Okay.
I will do elbows if you want, if you if you like that.
If you want, like I do.
But I don't do a lot. I realized a long time ago that I have my way,
Okay.
and I've been doing it for 17 years.
Okay.
And I have my way. I give a really good massage. I really care about my
Oh.
clients laying there. So, and I'm kind of like, this is my massage. If you don't like it, don't come back.
My friend did it with you. She's like, oh my God, it was so relaxing.
Yeah, that's
I almost fell asleep.
Oh.
So yeah, she loved it.
Good. I'm very happy she
Yes,
liked
she
it. And I do. I try really hard, and I think I was firm enough. Because I know she works out and everything
She does.
too.
She's
So
very
I know
muscular.
usually when you're muscular like that, you like it a little deeper.
Uh-huh.
But then my husband, and he's a big guy, he hates my massages because he says, oh, it hurts, it hurts.
What?
Yeah, he says he's a big wuss. But I don't do a fluff and buff. They call it fluff and buff, where you just can hardly. Do you ever have a massage where
Oh
you
my
can
God,
hardly
I wanna
feel
shoot
it?
myself.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like there's
It's annoying.
exactly. I was gonna say it's the worst thing in the world, because believe me, there's worse things in the world. But it's one of the worst things in the world.
Yeah,
It's like
and I don't mean to be
'cause you have to sit there
against
for an hour
anybody.
dealing with
Yeah, if that's what they do and people go back to them, that's terrific. That's not what I do. I don't do that.
I don't think those people are really
You know
looking
I'm
for
there.
a massage per se.
Maybe they just want touch. Some
Yes.
people just need touch.
Yes.
Older people don't get touch. There's a lot of people
Yes.
who don't get touch.
Right. And I
So
think
that's a
you're
great
right.
way to get touch.
Yes. So I think that's it. I think those are the people who really don't like massages.
Mhm. And there are people.
Yes, there are.
I just offered a massage to somebody. I said, oh, come see your friend. She goes, I don't like massages. I've never had a massage.
Well, okay, if you've never had one, how do you know you don't like it?
Well, that's what I said. She doesn't like to be touched.
That's
So then,
fascinating.
I find that, why, yeah.
She needs to come to my class. We get
Yes.
deeper into that. Release
Yeah.
those buried feelings, and then she'll be like,
Yeah.
where's my massage?
Yeah, I want it now.
Yeah, come on, hurry up.
So it is kind of interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, you're right. There's different types of things for different people, and there's different people, so we should have different types of things. If we all gave a hard massage, it'd be bad.
Right.
If we all gave a soft
Soft,
one,
solid,
it'd be
good.
bad. So we all have to have our own little ways.
Exactly.
So there you go. And what about the ear candling? Is that I need to do?
Oh, that's really interesting. And I have people who, I had just had a woman call me yesterday, and I asked her, I said, she wanted ear combing. And I said, did you ever have it done before? She goes, yes. And she says, my girl left the state, and she says, I haven't seen her. And she said, it's been a couple years, and she says, I'm dying for it again. So this is somebody who really knows that it helps her.
Okay.
I've had people come in and say, no, it really didn't do anything. So I can't explain that.
Okay.
But I have a lot of people who come back to me all the time.
Okay.
The whole idea is, I should have brought one with me to show you. It's a cone, it's about this long.
Okay.
It's about this big at the top
Okay.
and really small at the bottom.
Okay.
You light that top
Okay.
so it burns, and smoke will start to spiral out the bottom. So then you put it in the ear canal, you hold, and I've never burned anybody, ever,
Thank God, knock on wood.
ever.
Knock on
Yes,
wood.
I've been doing this a long time too. You put that in, and the smoke calls for, the flame calls for air, so
Okay.
it draws. So when I'll take it out of the ear every so often, when the smoke stops spiraling, I hold it over the water and I ream it out and pieces come out. So then I take it and put it back, and I do this until it gets down to about this far.
Okay.
By this time, I've got a bowl full of stuff.
Like what's this?
Well,
Is it
earwax.
wax? Wax with
And you
with
see
all
like
kinds of
little
stuff.
bits of powdery
People.
stuff. Yeah. Some woman at, where was it? Oh, I was at this little networking group. And she goes, oh, I had it done years ago. Twigs came out in the corner. Really? I said, I've never seen twigs. I've never seen stuff
I don't know
like
what she means by a
Never.
twig.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like.
Well, people tell me that they've heard horrendous things about colonics, they just, they've seen aliens go through, and I'm going, no, I've never seen anything. The worst thing I've ever seen, you see mucus and you see,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you could tell, you could see
You can
that
see
it's
mucus.
mucus?
Yep.
How do you know?
It's
Just 'cause you know what
stringy,
it looks like?
and it's
Oh,
stringy,
okay.
and yeah.
So if I looked at it, I wouldn't necessarily know.
And maybe not.
'Cause I don't
But
know.
you'll find that, and mucus is very congestive. So if
Okay.
you've got a cold and or if you've got sinus issues and you do a lot of dairy causes mucus.
Okay,
So, you'll find things like that, especially if you don't have terrific digestion.
okay.
But getting back to the ear cleaning, you'll see like a powder sometimes, and that is said that it's like maybe hairspray or soap or shampoos that are just kind of stuck there.
That makes sense.
And never put anything in your own ears.
No,
Like your
my grandmother
washcloth, your
used to say,
finger. Yes.
put your elbow in your ear.
Exactly.
I said that to my friend's son the other day. He's like,
Well, how do you do that?
that's the point. You don't put anything in your
You
ear.
don't put anything in your ear. People still do.
My grandma told me a
They'll
lot of
go in
things.
with Q-tips.
That's
and-
crazy.
yeah,
I did that
you
once
should
when I
do
was a kid because I was watching some other guy do, I don't know, we were on this like, what do you call those things, a bike ride. And I don't know why, I was at his house. And he did it, so I thought I could try it. Nobody ever did that
Yeah,
in my
it's like-
house. I got such an ear infection because it got all jammed in there. I couldn't hear. I was like, oh,
Bad stuff. Bad stuff. Yeah. So don't
no
do that.
Q-tips in your ears. I don't know who the brains.
No.
You know what? They must do it only on the outside.
And that's fine. Do it on the
Yeah.
outside, and just even if your ears are wet from a shower, if you just like on the very outside of your ear, because you can jam stuff down in
Yes.
your ear. It really isn't a good thing to do. So anyway, nothing in your ear. And this doesn't go in your ear either. It just
Okay.
draws. It just sits at the outside of your
Yes,
ear.
that makes sense.
And so by the time, then I roll you over and do the other ear, and especially if you've just got one ear that's bothering you, you always do both because that's a balance thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you'll still get stuff, and sometimes I get worse out of the ear that doesn't bother you, which I
Because
find
you're
very interesting.
So dulled.
I don't
They
know.
don't even care anymore.
I
Go
don't.
ahead, we're gonna shut that off.
But what it does is it opens up the eustachian tubes that drain, in your ears
Okay.
drain into your throat, but it'll open up this too, so your sinuses. And so many people just say they feel so much better.
Really?
And I had this woman come to me, and she was a hospice nurse.
Oh.
And she didn't want to go to a doctor to have it. She goes, oh no, I've got a doctor and they don't do anything. So she came, so one of her colleagues said, go get an ear cleaning. What's that? What's that? So anyway, she found me, came to me. She said for years, she would constantly be doing this, and she said, I hear outside of me, I don't hear inside. So anyway, one's not gonna do it, and that's the thing.
Really?
Everybody wants that whole, like, if I do this once, it's gonna be perfect. It's same with the colonic. If I do it once, I'm gonna be healthy. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that.
Right.
So,
Well, you didn't spend one day ruining your
exactly.
body.
It could be
You spent 40,
years.
50, 60 years
Yeah,
ruining your body.
exactly.
So I'm not expecting
One day is not
one
gonna do
day.
it. Yep, but people want that because they've seen miraculous things, So anyway, she came back, and you can do what I think it's every 48 hours or every couple days. So she came like on a Monday and a Friday and a Monday and a Friday. And by the second time she said she felt better, and she goes, I don't have to do that anymore. She says, she says, I can't believe how much better I feel.
Wow.
So that kind of was proof to me. I don't profess to, first of all, I don't heal anybody. You do that. I'm an assist, and your body's what does it. I don't do a thing. And it doesn't always, it's not always the answer. What I do in any realm isn't the answer. I mean, how many times do you have a shoulder ache or something, you get a massage, you think you're going to feel terrific, and you feel better, but that's still there. So maybe you need an adjustment. Maybe you need to go to the chiropractor. Maybe you need to go for physical therapy. Maybe, there's other issues.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't profess to be the
Right.
answer to everything.
No, you have your portion.
Right.
Because it is putting all these pieces together and then
Right.
boom.
Right,
You're
exactly.
perfect.
Yeah.
You're lovely, my God.
Thank
Okay, great, so I got to well, I gotta get the colonics wrapped around me. We'll do a cookie class, but definitely the candling. because that I've done
And
before and I
that's
really
easy,
like
that's,
it.
it's very relaxing.
Is
Very
it?
relaxing, have nice music on, and you just lay there.
How long does that take?
Maybe around 40 minutes.
Really? Yeah, no, I definitely gotta do that colonics thing. I just gotta get my head, I'm getting there. Just yesterday, when I was talking to whomever, I said, I will not do that. But I was home this morning and I knew I was gonna see you and I'm like, well, I love her and she did it. So maybe I should do, and it's like, who says not to do it? Doctors, I never listen to them.
Yeah.
It's like, and that was my thing. Doctor said this, and I'm like, who am I kidding? I never quote a doctor. It's like,
No, never, no.
yeah. You know why I don't go to doctors anymore?
Mm.
I went to a doctor for an ear infection, or an ear problem. My ear hurt many years ago when I was, I don't know, I was in Cornell, so I must have been a kid, or, I don't know, I don't remember. I was very young. I walk in, not young, like in my 20s. I go in there and I tell him I have an ear infection. Doesn't look me in the eye, which I don't care. I'm one of those people, I don't want good bedside manner. If you're a doctor, I want to know the smart guy. I don't care if you don't even talk to me, I don't know, whatever. But my point is he didn't even look at me, didn't look in my ear, didn't do anything. Says, okay, writes out a prescription, hands it to me, try this, if it doesn't work, come back and we'll try something else. And I'm thinking, I almost did it. And then he said to me, thank the Lord. On the way, I was going to do it. Like I said, my dad grew up around, I grew up around all this
What did
stuff.
you know? Right.
And he said to me, well, there's a steroid in it. I took the prescription, crumbled it up, threw it in the garbage, and left that place. I only went back to the doctor, I don't know if I've ever gone back to the, I went back to the doctor, like I broke my nose once, of course I had to go back, but things like, one of my friends begged me to check, you know, for the mammogram, just because everybody's getting breast cancer. And I said, I don't have breast cancer, but I'll go, just to make you happy. And then I never went back to a doctor. Well, actually I did. I forgot, for the mammogram, because I think you have to go to your primary
I think
care
so, to
person
get
and
that.
then to get the referral.
We'll talk about
and
that
stuff.
too.
Right.
And I'm
The
not a
whole-
believer in
the whole
mammograms.
referral. Oh, really?
Thermograms, that's heat,
Yeah.
and you just sit there. You don't have to have your breast squished.
Which I didn't think was so bad.
Oh, it was horrible.
Oh.
I
People
thought-
say that, I'm like,
Oh my God, it hurt.
I don't remember it hurting.
And the doctor doesn't believe in thermograms. She goes, why not? It reads the heat in your body and it'll
Okay.
read disease. It'll read cancer as a
Okay.
different heat.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Mhm. And so she goes, well, why don't you put your junk in there? I guess, I said, you said that? She goes, no.
I was like, Corinne said that? She's so sweet and innocent.
No, she said it to me and it's true. If a guy had to put his junk in there, yeah,
They
no,
wouldn't come up with
it
that.
hurts. And maybe you didn't have,
Maybe it wasn't good enough.
maybe it wasn't.
Huh.
But anyway, and it's radiation. And
Oh, is it? Is
Yeah.
it? All I know
Yeah.
is they do, they squish, I don't
They
know.
squish.
Oh, they squish it so you can get a certain view of it? Is that why they do that?
Yeah.
I never really thought about why they squish it, I'm like, think of
But
that.
anyway, I get thermograms.
Instead of mammograms.
Mhm. And you just go in and you sit, and you wait until your body comes to like room temperature, like maybe 10 minutes, you talk to her, and then you have on a little gown, you take the little gown off, you go like this, she takes a picture, you're done.
Picture?
Mhm.
Just a picture?
But it's
Oh,
not
it's
like
like
a
those
picture,
cameras
but
that could read your aura or whatever. I don't
Sorta.
know. I don't know, those cameras. I thought somebody here
But
had
it's
that. I wanted to do
thermography.
that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I gotta, but those are expensive cameras.
I get they are,
I gotta
yeah.
look into them because I gotta see what's going on. That's interesting. And is it fall under health insurance or whatever that's called?
Some
What do you
will,
have
it
to
depends
do?
on your health insurance.
So what else could you tell me?
Oh my gosh, I think I told you that. And we talked about our food, we talked about the ear coning, and
What's the name of your company?
Peaceful Balance.
Why do I connect? You would think I would remember that because of the piece. I never remember that because to me you're Melody. I don't
Yeah.
care about peaceful balance.
Melodies.
That's it. No, that's what you should call it.
Melodies colonics.
We can even drop the collage, just melodies, and then draw you in with your beautiful essence, and then get a colonics.
Thank you.
No, seriously. I mean, and I think that's really important. So everybody should come down, do a colonics. I was gonna say we'll all do it together, but that'd be a little weird. Yeah, we won't do it together. And
And what I do too is I will do a consult with you. If you want to sit and just talk with me, and if you don't go through with it, I don't charge. If you go through
well,
with
that's
it, I
sweet.
charge
So you
it.
come down and talk to, of course, as you should, because you need to support yourself so you can keep doing it.
Yeah.
But yes, come down and see Melody at the Bridge Healing Arts Center, and we are going to do cooking classes together. God willing, knock on wood.
Yep.
Because I think that's
Please,
really
please,
something.
I'm going to teach you.
Yeah, I gotta see your meatloaf because you don't put meat in your meatloaf.
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, you don't eat, oh, not red meat. What kind?
No, not
Oh, I don't
red.
consider
Turkey.
meat unless it's red.
Oh,
To me, that's not
okay.
meat. Then it's a Then
I
it's
just made a meatloaf. It's got spinach in it, and you saute up the spinach with onions and everything.
It
And
must be
it's
delicious.
yeah. If you were going to be here tomorrow, I'd bring it for tonight's meal. I haven't cooked it yet, so.
Oh, it's still waiting to be cooked. Okay, we'll do that. Come in, we gotta check out our kitchen area. We have our kitchen
I
area.
know,
We'll
I
do
love
it
the
there,
kitchen
and
area,
we'll do
and
it.
it is nice.
Yeah, we just can't sell the food.
Right, but
So
everybody
we
can taste
prepare
it.
Right, if you want to taste it, you can taste it. We're preparing it. You'll show us how to prepare it. We'll do it. So look for that coming soon. Our little cooking class that we're going to do together. What month should we do it? So they all know.
I don't know, coming up soon. We're January now.
We're January, so how about March? Why don't we make a commitment that March we'll do it?
All right, spring, maybe I'll look into something for
Okay.
spring.
Yeah, March. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You were so lovely. Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
I love you.
I love you too. Mwah. Thank you, everybody. Come visit the Bridge Healing Arts Center in Farmington, Connecticut.